Hello, everybody. Psychic Soul Senses here. I am excited to talk to you guys today. So, what we're going into today is it's going to be about mind control stuff again. Things that or programs that have been created to keep us under a mind control perspective. And I've talked about this a lot in a lot of my videos, that we are manipulated and dumbed down on purpose, okay? And it's through programs like divide and conquer, okay? The government uses that all the time with racism. We are all one. We all came from one creator. Now, so what I want to talk about today is negative alien agendas. So if we set the stage where we're going back in time and the first people came here and they messed with our DNA and changed us and tweaked us or whatever they did, and they are negative beings, right? So if you put it in perspective of negative and positive beings, so they created a human that has the DNA, RNA base soul, which is different from the other humanoids that have been here before. We were actually created to wake up through cycles of energetic waves to advance us, advance our consciousness, advance our thinking, and bring us back to Christ consciousness is what it's called. But it's to take us back to our Creator in the end of a cycle. Now, where we're going into Aquarius, or are in Aquarius, that is the end of an age. So back in the Bible days, that would have been the end of the world. But it's the end of an age. And so if you look in the news and you read stuff like the article I was talking about the other day about them transferring consciousness into another being or whatever, or a robot, where they're using this technology, and they got this technology from mythologies, we can see, and they're talking about aliens and how, the government has released that their ships. These are all part of their control mechanisms, but they have controlled our religion, they've controlled our government, and so if you look at it like that, where there's positive and negative beings, have an open mind, guys. If this fits with you, good. If it don't, find something else to watch. I'm just trying to help people that this resonates with, okay? So, we're going to do this as we have the 12 spectrum, light spectrum frequency. We can only see in the 0.2 spectrum, 2 different light spectrums, which we are a 3D reality, okay? So that means that we can only see 3 different dimensions here. There are 12 different dimensions, and I'll get into talking about how that works as we go on. However, there are other, like the astral level, that's talked about in the Bible. So when people die, that's where they go. They're around us, we just can't see them. See? So, these extra-dimensional and interdimensional beings that have lost their consciousness connection to God's source are utilizing humans and other beings as their source and food source. They siphon the life force out of us like a parasite to live thousands of years. They do not have access to incarnate into human bodies, as they covet human bodies and they want to take them over and use them in the future. They do not have emotions as humans, but are highly intelligent, and as they are working on higher mind principles in the human 3 layers of ego. We live in the 3 layers of ego, so that's where We got to have our cars, we got to have our house, we got to be so good, and this person isn't as good as us. That's that ego mind. So when you put that ego to death, when you decide the ego no longer controls you and you no longer need material things, it brings you closer to Christ, or closer to a better you, right? So they are similar to the mad scientist that manipulates and genetically modify human beings. Similar as farmer interested in gaining more resources out of his herd of cattle on the farm. They consider humans as an investment in their energy resource portfolio. The NAA can be best understood as a psychopathic or psychotropic or schizopathic personality or identity profile with lack of empathy, as they have no feelings or remorse and no caring towards human beings. They regard human beings as inferior, stupid, and many times use forms of mockery to create intentional harm for their amusement. These beings have been manipulating the human world of affairs for thousands and thousands of years, since the Atlantean cataclysm, for their own purposes. Now, we can go research the Atlantic cataclysm, the fallen angels, the mind control, the Anunnaki, the dark force manipulation methods, mind control programs, artificial intelligence. We can research all this. As I'm reading this, it gives you different places you can go on those words, some of those different words, that we can go look up other stuff. So that's why this is going to be a long series, guys. This is, and I think it's awesome. I love it. If anybody's into Star Wars, this shit's cool. Just saying. But I will add to it articles and books and references where you can look and match things up and see where we've actually been talking about and doing this. This is real stuff, you know? Okay, so these are interdimensional and extra-dimensional beings known as the fallen angelic. And in ancient history, they used many technological manipulation methods to mind control and negatively manipulate the future direction of humans in the human race. So, that could be Satan, right? So you gotta think in terms of where we are now. So if you believe in God and Satan, then this is where it starts. So they would be the devil, the Satan, the bad people, right? If we are to believe that we belong to a Christ or a God, then we have to put it in 2022 terms, you know? We have to. If we could see magic in the Bible back in those days, and they talk about it in the Bible, why is it not real now? I'll tell you why. Your thoughts become things. If you speak what you're thinking, you give that power. That's witchcraft. So that's why they say that be careful what you say to people, because you can't take it back. And if you spew something evil out about somebody, you can cause and effect. You can cause them to have bad stuff happen to them just because your energy that you put behind it. Okay, so they use methods of mind control. Let's see, Armageddon software. One such negative manipulation is installing Armageddon software into the planetary brain in order to install false mother, negative alien religious based in serving the Yahweh and Jehovah and Anunnaki collectives. See dark manipulation methods of mind control and artificial intelligence. Now, so, we can get into the reptilian hierarchy. We all know we have a reptilian part of our brain. And what they're basically talking about is when you start You can feel your body, emotions and feelings match up to pulling energy in, pulling love in, pulling Christ in, right? That upgrades your system. It changes your body. And you can feel the energy go up to the back of your head and into the pineal gland. You can feel it go. It's like it starts up like a motor, like and it's like you're getting information. It's hard to explain. It never happened to me before. I never believed in it before. I never really believed in God. I grew up Catholic and just couldn't believe, right? So, but when that happened to me, I understood that there was something higher than me. And the more I've progressed it, the better I've come.